Hello, Star Wars fans, and welcome to episode 118 of Journey into Legends. Today we have 000 by Karen Travis. 000 was released in 2006, and it is the second book in the Republic Commando series. I haven't heard very much about this one, but I did really enjoy the first book of the series, so I'm excited to continue. Without further ado, let's read and review. Something that really pleasantly surprised me with this book was how much larger the cast of characters we followed was compared to the previous book. On top of Omega Squad, we also have Delta Squad from the video game, as well as Cal Skirata, who is one of my favorite characters, Wayland Vow, some Null Arcs, including Ordo and Mariel, then there was Etane and another Jedi, Barden Jusik, some members of Coruscant Security, and more. Although at first the large amount of characters was a bit overwhelming, I eventually enjoyed all the character dynamics as they navigated the book's plot. And I really enjoyed the inclusion of a lot of these characters. Despite not having played the game, it was cool to see Delta Squad in this one, and as I said before, Cal Skirata was probably my favorite character from the book, from his relationship with the clones to the opening scene of him protecting the Null Arcs as kids from the Kaminoans. He was just consistently a great addition to the series. And I ended up really enjoying the plot of this book as the clones seek to root out separatist terror cells responsible for bombings on Coruscant. I really enjoyed the espionage and black ops style of storyline, as well as seeing clone commandos in an urban setting as opposed to last book's jungle warfare. Anyways, the only real nitpick I had with this plotline was the lack of a clear central antagonist. It felt like the book was setting up a more important plot twist later on, with a potential mole feeding information to the Separatists, but that turned out to be such a minor part of the book, and so all of our villains ended up being mostly nameless, boring characters. Now, of course, not every book needs a Gez Hoken like the last book, but the lack of one here just left a little to be desired in my opinion. Unfortunately, my least favorite part of the book was the forced romance between Etane and Darman. Now, I didn't hate their relationship and how it was portrayed. I think all the scenes between them were handled well enough, but the whole relationship just felt so rushed and out of nowhere. Personally, I didn't really get romantic vibes from their dynamic in the last book, but in this book, Etane declaring her love for Darman just felt so out of nowhere, and the pregnancy definitely was. Like, there's still 3 books left in the series, and we're already doing the pregnancy angle. It just felt a bit too soon, especially since I was barely used to them even being romantically involved. Again, it was handled decently well, but in the grand scheme of the series, it just felt super rushed. So overall, despite a few nitpicks here and there, I ended up really enjoying this book, even more than the first one. The plot felt like a better version of Wedge's Gamble, and I really loved the larger cast of characters. Next, we have Volume 9 of the Clone Wars Adventures series, which has 4 stories, starting with Appetite for Adventure, which follows Dexter Jetster as he hunts down cave slugs on some random planet, eventually cooking them and serving them to Obi-Wan at his diner, a dish that Obi-Wan finds disgusting. This was a fine little story. I guess it's cool to see Dex again. Next, we have Salvaged, in which a clone trooper adrift in space is saved by a salvage ship and learns about Order 66. After discovering the salvage ship is smuggling Jedi kids, when a Republic inspection party comes looking for Jedi on board, the clone vouches for the salvage captain, sparing him and the Jedi kids. This was a fine little story, but nothing too special. Anyways, next we have Life Below, in which Quinlan Voss infiltrates an underground crime syndicate responsible for recent political assassinations called the Red Hand. His efforts to find out who they work for, unfortunately, are unsuccessful. However, it's revealed that Palpatine had a hand in the syndicate's actions. This was a fine little story. It's cool to see Quinlan Voss in this art style, I guess, but other than that, it was nothing too special. Lastly, we have No Way Out, in which Mace Windu discovers a lost city when searching for a missing group of clones. Inside the city, he finds a bunch of zombies, including his dead clone squadron. He also meets a countess who is an energy vampire. With her being trapped in the city by a Jedi years ago, Mace Windu turns the zombies against her using a spell he learned from a holocron, and he's able to escape. This was a really weird story, and I can't really tell if I like it or not. It's certainly interesting, though. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for my next video where I'll be continuing the Republic Commando series with Book 3, True Colors. See ya.